Well, what is going on, everybody? It took me way too long to figure out I had the wrong screen overlay up. I apologize. But what's going on, Amazon sellers? Welcome back to the weekly show where we share some news and answer your guys' questions. I'm Chris Grant, and to my right is my quasi-hermeneutic co-host, Chris Rasick. Now, for those of you who may be new here, our job is to try to make your life a little bit easier as a seller. Maybe you've got questions about doing some retail arbitrage. Perhaps you're about to pull the trigger on your first OA order. Maybe you're diving into wholesale, or you've just got a curious Keepa chart that you need some help with. Well, that's what we're here for. We're also going to share some stats, some news stories, and maybe the occasional business maxim to help you be a better business owner. Chris, how's Wednesday treating you, man?
Wednesday it's pretty good. It's I got sucked into listening to Saul talk about A-to-A flips earlier today. He could have kept going as far as I was concerned. He is so smart, and I love that. I love listening to that guy. I tell you what, hot tip for I know you're on a you're dieting. You're trying to cut a little bit of weight right now, and anyone else that may be joining you or was inspired by you to also cut some weight, get their bikini bods. If you find yourself struggling to stay on track, one tip that I found is to go into ChatGPT, upload a selfie, and have them create an official looking profile picture. I don't know if the ChatGPT adds 10 pounds like the camera does, they say, but ChatGPT thinks I have a big fat face, which I do, but I don't appreciate them accentuating it quite the way they did. So, that was that was my session. My session stopped pretty short today.
I did that once myself, and it was almost like it turned me into I don't know, a Disney type of character, or a what's that? Maybe like Pixar. I was like, man, this is unkind. I didn't realize you were trained to be a bully.
They turned me into like an extra in one of Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Mexico or something like that. But I found a prompt. I got a prompt had one where you actually instructed to keep 100% of your face. You basically instruct it to not manipulate that part of it, but it can put you in a suit or whatever. And so I reluctantly and unfortunately gave it a try. So two questions for you before we get started. Number one, what is the seasoning on the picture of the chicken that you posted on Twitter?
Okay, so it is a combination. Let me pull up the right name of it. First of all, it is I use crushed red pepper because I want some heat. And then the second one is Kinder's has something called all-purpose meat and veggie rub. And fairly low on the sodium content compared to some of the other ones, which not really a huge deal, I don't think. And it is amazing. I throw it on vegetables. I've been throwing it on. I put it on everything but steak. I've got something else for steak. I like Montreal steak seasoning for that.
Yeah. And then the second question is that is not egg whites. There's got to be at least one yolk in there.
Those are liquid egg whites. That brand, I can't remember whether it is Publix brand or another one, but there is one of them that uses some beta carotene to make it look yellow rather than regular egg whites, and that's what I use because visually it's a nicer presentation.
Yeah. Some of you get like great value just liquid egg whites, and it just it looks like things you'd rather not speak about ingesting.
Yeah, absolutely. And then there are those weirdos on Instagram who will take those like great value liquid egg whites and throw some cacao in them and drink it like a smoothie. And I'm like, you people need some help.
Yeah.
That is not okay.
Yeah, you don't have to resort to that.
No, not at all. All right. So, guys, what we're going to do tonight is this going to be a tight show. We've got about 20 minutes left that we're going to take your guys' questions. I have one piece of news. So, if you have questions, get them in because we are going to be running through them fast tonight because I do have a 6 o'clock for the OA challenge. We're in day number 3. Today was a big day, having Saul on. Then we've got Keepa day number 2. Tomorrow, I'm actually really stoked about tomorrow too because we've got Jeff Storch coming on. He's just gonna open the kimono about his repricing strategy, and I'm sure that there's going to be a ton for me to learn. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
At some point in time, it's Keepa day 2, but I know you also teased the shotgun method.
We're going to do that on a Keepa day 3.
Okay. So tomorrow, today and tomorrow, these are big days because the shotgun method, if you're not familiar, I've been using the shotgun method since the very first time you taught it, and it's been it's been part of my routine ever since.
Mm-hmm. YouTube user, open the kimono is a turn of phrase, and it just means to kind of let you see behind the curtain. It's maybe not the best phrase. Perhaps there are other ones that I could use, but it's a fairly common turn of phrase. All right. So first piece of news. We have seen, and I think that Chris and I have been fairly level-headed about Walmart. We've seen a lot of sellers out there who have been like, Amazon's dead to me. I am 100% in on Walmart, and Walmart is the future. I'm feeling a little bad. Chris and I have both said, like, should you sell on more than one marketplace? Don't you already sell on eBay? Like, yeah, absolutely. It doesn't matter where the marketplace is. But those folks who are going 100% Walmart are now realizing that some changes are coming, and they're coming fast. We had not too long ago child product certifications necessary for toys under 4 or 5 or something. Some uncertainty about toys under 12, which would really nerf the toy category if every single seller needs to provide them rather than it being on the product ID level. Well, now there's even more restrictions coming. I had someone message me and he's like, I had 100 and some listings in the health and wellness category shut down overnight. Now, fortunately for him, he's able to get everything. But they came out with a note saying, as part of our ongoing commitment to compliance and safety, we're enhancing our vetting process for products in the health and wellness category. And they say that you need to, and I'm going to be very specific here. We kindly request that you provide the following documentation for any health and wellness products you offer. And then they say, what that includes. They don't say one of these things. They don't say, give us 1 and 2. They say, give us this documentation. So I read that as I've got to have all of this. And so what they're requiring is invoices showing where you obtained the inventory, and they have removed the word receipt. They are now using the word invoices. Whether that is going to, if that's just a generic term like Amazon uses it, that's to be determined. FDA regulatory documentation, the registration and listing, the NDC number, the 510K, etc. A letter of authorization from brand owners. Good luck. Third-party test reports relevant to the products. Claims of safety substantiation documents for the products. So that's coming. And you have to do it now. Like, it is unfortunate. And then they're also doing this in the ink and toner category. So what brands will you be offering? What are all items on hand? Where are your suppliers located? How long you've been working with these suppliers? Are you able to provide your own images and content, not stock photos and descriptions? Are you an authorized reseller for each brand you sell? Are your suppliers authorized distributors? In addition to the questions above, please provide supplier invoices for each ink and toner brand you offer, reflecting 25% of your ink and toner inventory or 50 items, whichever is greater. And when I saw Steve French shared screenshots of these things, and I was making a joke, and I was like, who did Walmart headhunt to bring over to their executive team? And he shot back, everybody. Like, everybody basically came from Amazon. And so I don't know if they're just pulling out the old playbook and dusting it off because it seemed to work over there. I think they skipped a few chapters ahead, if that's the case. You know, they went directly to chapter 10 instead of staying in chapter 1 for very long. So I'm just saying all of this because I'm not saying that Walmart sucks. Like, they're doing what they need to do to make sure that their marketplace is clean. It's just know that marketplaces come with marketplace risk, like, period. Doesn't matter whether it's eBay, doesn't matter whether it's Walmart, doesn't matter whether it's Amazon, and just know you've already got to, you've always got to be ready to pivot when necessary.
Yeah, but boy, and we thought Amazon was lacking in the wordsmith category. I mean, the way this is written, like, it'd be way different if there were like the word "or" after each one of those bullet points, but that's simply not there. I mean, you have to read that. You have to interpret this like it's everything. So you said, tell me that again. You said you talked to someone that had over 100 listings nuked overnight.
It was like, I want to say it was like 126 out of 156 or something. But all those listings were nuked. Now, fortunately, you know, this guy, he said he has all of this stuff. Like, he's like, I'm going to be good, you know, but
okay.
The folks who are out doing, you know, retail arbitrage in Walmart and selling on Walmart, like, what are you going to do? You know, or doing Amazon to Walmart flip. Like, this sucks, you know, but
yeah, if this is fully enforced, what is Walmart, just a niche marketplace at this point? I mean, axing this much of the catalog. I mean, maybe that's short-sighted. I don't have my Walmart account going, you know, so I can't, I don't have a proper sampling of sourcing for Walmart, you know, so I can't speak to that. But boy, this is pretty heavy. You know, it makes me wonder, like, it wasn't that long ago that they were holding like conventions and like welcome events to try to roll out the red carpet for sellers. You know, like
they've got one coming up next month in San Diego, another one.
Well, that should be fun. That might be worth attending, just you know, considering just to see the fallout from this email. But yeah, thanks for the notice, right, Walmart? Yeah, how did those events and that attitude and that you know, the way they're trying to appear as welcoming to the third party sellers, how does that coexist with something like this?
It's a great question. I would imagine that there are going to be people there who are frustrated, upset, and voice that concern. And Walmart has to know that, hey, listen, if we want to grow this catalog, we're going to need, you know, the arbitrage sellers. Like, it can't just be wholesale and private label that come to the platform, or we're not going to be able to grow at the pace that we want to grow. So
right.
I don't know. I'm curious. There's got to be something behind the scenes that obviously we didn't see. You know, is this Is there some regulatory body that is giving them, a little bit of, of a noogie, if you will? I know that I know Jeff seems tight or was tight with this administration. So, is there a little bit of a noogie going on, or is this the retail side saying, "Hey, listen, you're getting a little too big for your britches. Why don't you think about this, big fella?" And throwing a little a stick in their bicycle tires.
Yeah, that's what I'd love to know. What were the C-suite conversations before this was sent?
Yeah.
Let's hope it's not a trendsetter for other marketplaces. Talking Amazon, which
Right.
I don't think it is. I'm still firmly in the everything store
Yeah.
camp as far as Amazon long term. But yeah, this seriously impedes the competitiveness as far as building a marketplace.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, hopefully there. And I saw someone say, "Oh, well, this leaves grocery." But like, do you want to? I don't know how much grocery I'd want to sell on Walmart. Like they're the biggest grocer in the entire world. And sure, like I bought something weird on Walmart for to eat, and it was supplied by a private label seller. But like, I mean, they're gonna have the salsa and everything else. Like, what are you gonna sell in the grocery category?
Yeah, that's the category probably with the fewest gaps that a third party seller can fill. So that's
Yeah,
not a good strategy.
yeah. All right, let's answer some of your guys' questions. Can run in here about 11, 12 more minutes. So Jerry, Jerry, I appreciate the other comment. Yeah, we got a lot of content this week coming at you guys, but no vacation for me. I don't need any of that. Um, is there a feature on Keepa that will extract the UPC numbers from a list of Amazon ASINs? Yeah, it's probably not built exactly for this, but you can go into the data section. You can go to the product viewer and you can upload a list of up to 10,000 ASINs at a time. And once you load that list, it's then going to take you to the product viewer, like you were using Product Finder, and hit the show me the ASINs button. And then you could download that 5,000 ASINs at a time, right? Yeah, 5,000 ASINs at a time. And one of the columns will be the UPCs. You can absolutely do that. Does Academy Sports give invoices that will work for ungating? So, Richard, this is a great question. This is a hard one to answer in 2025. Should they work? Well, Academy is a pretty big, well-known retailer, and a lot of big, well-known retailers tend to work. Typically, you're going to need to do, their invoice. Typically, you're going to need to add in like a shipping confirmation, a delivery confirmation, maybe an image of the product. And it might take you 30 or 40 or 50 tries, and then maybe a phone call. But I can't guarantee it. Like what I've been noticing is that the people who absolutely keep after it, like Amazon seems to eventually give in if it's a legitimate place to get inventory from. But this is also one reason why I'm not really going very hard on ungating brands that require an invoice. Because I don't want to have to go. I'm lazy is the answer.
The better question with Academy is, will they or won't they cancel your order?
That is the question. Exactly. Let's see here. Yeah, Walmart did drop their app in the Google store finally. I'm always surprised by that Apple apps come out first typically. I always thought that Google was a more developer friendly place.
Yeah, that's, now that you say it, that does make sense.
All right. And if you guys have questions, please drop them in the chat, or we're going to have to, we'll have to split. Yeah, Ryan, it would be nice if they reverse some of this. I don't know. I don't know the reasoning that Walmart is doing this. So hopefully there's some answers next month at the conference they're holding.
Can you imagine what the size of the fires and the riot if Amazon had sent this out?
Oh,
I mean, we wouldn't be able to be on. We'd have to take a social media break, like just
yeah.
I mean, there would be chaos.
All right. Well, I guess that's all the questions. Well, Chris, anything else you want to bring up before we wrap this short episode up this week?
Not no, I don't think so. Looking forward to Keepa day number 2. Stacy says there are gaps in grocery, especially limited edition and regional items.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's across the board. But at that point, that is also a major gap on Amazon as well. So at that point, you have to go, okay, do I want to sell on the marketplace that gets 50 times the traffic, which is Amazon, or do I want to dink and dunk on a growing but much smaller marketplace? But you're right, Stacy. That is true.
And I'm not sure how many. Not sure how much key lime stuff I could sell for regional. Jay Tyndall, how many days do you go before submitting an inquiry for items in FC transfer? I rarely submit an inquiry for items in FC transfer. They'd probably have to be an FC transfer for like 45 days or more, and I don't seem to have that happen. I will admit, knock on wood, I seem to be very lucky. Like Amazon doesn't lose a lot of my stuff. FC transfers seem to go within a reasonable amount of time. I don't know what it is, but I'll take it. So
I would think that like submitting an inquiry for items in FC transfer probably has somewhere close to the same success rate as the band actually playing Freebird when you yell it out in the crowd. I wouldn't waste my time. It is what it is, and it's in God's hands at that point.
Yeah. And Flamingo, you're probably right. It's like a nurse saying, "Oh man, it's really slow in the ER today." It's just one of those things you should never say, you know. So. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, we'll wrap it up there so I can take a quick 5-minute break before the next show. For those of you who are going to be over in Keepa day number 2 at the OA Challenge, I'll see you guys in a few minutes. We're gonna have a good night tonight, and expect for it to run about 2, maybe 2.5 hours. All right, guys, that's it for this week. We'll see you on Sunday at 5:30 to do this all over again.